Welcome back, you gorgeous weirdos. This damn cat. He's got to be the star of the show. This is Boogie, one of my fur babies. Anyways, so today I know it's still scorching hot in a lot of the country, probably in a lot of the world, and Florida's no different. It is so hot, but I am summoning fall with this manicure. I could not wait to do some nude and some gold and some cheetah print. As you probably heard me mention in a previous video, fall is the season for animal print, for me at least. So that's what we're going to do today. This is going to be kind of a real-time video. I'm going to leave a lot of stuff in, except for like carrying and filing, because I really didn't have to do a whole lot. But this is how I prep my nails currently. I use this glass cuticle pusher. I just get all the dead skin loosened up and off of the nail, because that will cause lifting if you leave it on the nail. We're going to talk a little bit about nail health in an upcoming video, but there's a very good reason why I do what I do these days. So if you are dealing with thin, brittle, damaged nails, we're going to talk all about it probably up in the next couple of weeks or so. So stay tuned for that. If you're new here, hi, hello, I'm Marlakris. I'm so glad you're here. Consider subscribing if you like nail content. I upload twice a week, every week, Mondays and Thursdays at 10 a.m. Eastern. And of course, if any of you guys feel like you have issues that you've got going on with your nails, or you have questions, or if you want to see something recreated, if you want a tutorial of some sort, please feel free to leave it down in the comment section. You can always email me or DM me. All of my contact info is down in the description box, along with everything that I use in the video, so definitely check that out. I'm going to go ahead and get the rest of my nails prepped up, and then we're going to get right into a manicure. So I got my cuticles situated. I'm going to nip off a little bit of the dead skin. It is not live tissue. I'm not cutting skin, just the dead nonsense that was on my cuticle, not my cuticle, on my nail. It's called cuticle. That dead skin on your nail plate, that's the cuticle. So that is what I'm removing. Now I'm going to go ahead and dehydrate with a little bit of alcohol. You can use acetone or swipe solution, whatever is best for your nails. Prep varies from person to person, so you'll have to do what is right for you, but this is my routine. Now I'm going to go ahead and put on my peel-off base coat. The only reason I use this is because I do my nails so frequently and I need a very quick and easy pop-off removal. If you want your nails to last at least a week or longer, I would recommend skipping the peel-off base coat. Again, this is something that varies from person to person depending on your lifestyle, how hard you are on how hard you are on your nails, water exposure, all that stuff. But for me, peel-off base coat tends to pop off in about a day or two. So again, if you want a longer lasting mani, skip this step. But if you only want to keep your nails on for a night or maybe a day, then this is a great option. It completely eliminates the need to soak off an acetone or file off product. I love it. Again, it'll be linked down below. So I'm going to apply a full coat of this to all of my nails. I'm going to let it dry. It is not a gel product, so it air dries. It dries down in about 7 or 8 minutes. Once this dries down, I'm going to come back and we're going to get into some acrylics. And I know you've seen me use acrylics on my channel before as dip powder. And I know it seems a little strange to some people, but acrylic and dip powder are essentially the same thing. One may be a little bit more finely milled than the other. Usually dip is more finely milled and it's a lot softer, but I'm going to use Modelones dip powders today. I know if you've been here for a minute, I've raved about the Modelones acrylics as dip powder. They're so good. And I haven't tried one of their nudes yet or one of their glitters. So we're going to do that coming up here in a minute. So these are the two colors that I chose. This is a beautiful golden. It's a soft gold. It's not like a super yellow gold. I'm not a big fan of the like bright in your face yellow gold glitter. I'm more of a champagne glitter type person, and that's what I feel like this one is. So I'm going to use this glitter today alongside this very neutral. It's kind of like I wouldn't call it a pinky nude. It's more like a beige or a tan nude. And it's absolutely beautiful, especially on the nail. Again, I know neutrals are different from person to person. What looks good on me and my skin tone may not look good on you and your skin tone. So this is kind of one of those pick your poison type things. If this is not your nude, it's not your nude, and that's okay. But this gold glitter is gorgeous. And we're going to start off with this one. Now, this is an ultra fine glitter. There are no chunky pieces, which is more my style. I'm not a big fan of the chunky glitters. And I haven't seen many from Modelones, so if you prefer a chunky glitter, you can totally go ahead and use whatever your favorite chunky glitter is. But I love the finer glitters, and I'll tell you why. They are so much easier to work with. You don't have to fuss. You don't have to do a pour over and then a lay in and worry about the chunky pieces hanging off the edge of your nail. There is no fuss with these glitter acrylics. I love them so much. And you don't have to do anything crazy when you dip. As you're going to see, I'm going to apply my dip base coat to my entire nail as per usual, and I'm using my Azure Beauty dip liquids. Y'all know, if you've been here for a minute, you guys know that the Azure liquids are my absolute fave. They are the standouts to me. Why? I don't know. Dip liquids, along with everything else nail related, is so personal preference. You really got to pick and choose what you want. And I know that can be difficult and frustrating because you may have to purchase a ton of product to figure out what you like. But for me, the Azure liquids, they apply very evenly. They level themselves really nicely. They're not super thin, but they're not thick. They don't flood my cuticles. Again, liquid control is key. You don't want to over apply your dip liquids because you do run the risk of that liquid flooding into your cuticle area or your sidewalls, and then it's a big mess. But these, I feel like they apply so nicely, so evenly. They're a medium dry time, so you don't have to work super fast, but you do want to work relatively quick with any type of air dry base that you're putting down. But then I dip right in. As you can see, I'm dipping at that 45-degree angle type situation, and the dip liquid does not bunch up, which is, again, another reason why I love these liquids. If you ever had a situation where you dip your nail into the powder and you get that weird ledge on the edge of your nail, it's because your liquid was still very, very wet, and that dip powder pushed that liquid up, creating a ledge or like bunching. So if you have that issue, try pouring over instead. That might work out way better for you, or consider a thicker or quicker drying liquid. So as you can see, that first dip went on beautifully. It's super opaque in one dip. I'm going to go ahead and do a second coat only because I need that extra strength to my natural nails. Again, not that I'm keeping these on super long, but I don't want my nails to break. I don't want them to crack or chip. So I find for me and my nails that 2 dips of color and maybe a dip of clear is my go-to. And I will clear encapsulate this manicure. But that'll depend on your nails, whether or not you need to build up an apex. If you have longer nails, I would highly suggest the apex method, which I will leave a video up in the cards for you guys on how to do the apex method on short nails. I'll also leave a video up in the cards on how to do an apex on a bit longer nails. It's like the tic-tac method, but it actually worked out really well. I like the shape that it gave the nail, so I'll leave both of those up there in case you want to check that out. If you have mid to longer length nails, I would highly recommend adding some more dips just for strength. So here we go with our glitter. These came out absolutely beautiful. I am going to clear encapsulate these, and then we're moving on to the nude. Well, I'm a whole liar. I decided I was going to dive right into this neutral nude beigey color before I clear cap, and I'll just clear cap everything at the end. So this nude, it is so beautiful. It's so hard to tell with nudes unless you swatch them out, but I am not a swatcher. I know, I'm horrible and bad. I do not swatch dip powders or acrylics or gels. I don't swatch. I don't have the patience. I don't know, it's a me thing. And I know you guys, there are so many of you that love to swatch. And if anyone wants to come over and swatch all my stuff, I will happily welcome the help because I don't do it. But it's hard to tell. It's hard to tell. You don't know how it's going to look against your skin tone. You don't know what kind of undertone it has, how deep it is, how opaque it is. And this was very pleasantly surprising to me. The opacity is perfect, especially in 2 dips. The color is beautiful. It looks great against my skin tone, I think. It kind of reminds me of, remember my favorite neutral dip powder from Revel Nail? It was Pina Colada. It's still available. It's there. It's fine. But this one is super comparable to that shade in particular. So I think I found my new favorite neutral, my new nude. Is nude like a controversial thing now? Am I not allowed to call it that? I don't know. I feel like I've been saying the same words for so many years that now it's like a bad thing and I don't know what to say anymore. Anyway, we'll call it a neutral. Can we do that? Neutral dip powder. And I love it. And you know what? It's not chalky. It's not gritty. There's no like sugary sand feel to it. It's just super soft, super buttery. This formula from Modelones really impressed me. So I think this might be my nude from now on. Nude, neutral? Dang it, I did it again. You know what I mean. I'm going to go ahead and get this 2 coats on all of the nails, and then I'm going to clear cap. I am going to use my Sassy Mouth Dip Powder Clearly Uninterested. It's one of my new favorite clear dip powders. It's so good. I like that one, and I also like the Modelones Clear Acrylic. Yes, you can use acrylic to do your clear encapsulation if you want to. They're interchangeable. In my personal experience, you can use dip as acrylic and acrylic as dip. Completely interchangeable. I'm sure there are exceptions to that. Totally off topic, but if you've noticed my brushes lately, I wound up finding these adorable brushes at Target. They're Wet n Wild x Alice in Wonderland. Alice in Wonderland is one of my all-time favorite Disney movies of all time ever. That was redundant, but I had to have them. I saw them, I had to have them, and I don't really wear a whole lot of makeup, so of course they are my new nail brushes. I found them recently on Amazon too, so they are available on Amazon now. I'll make sure to leave them linked down below. If you love Alice in Wonderland, or if you're just a pink person and you want pink brushes and they're super cute and soft and fluffy, they're fabulous. I think it was a set of 4, the big fluffy one, a couple of other ones, and an eyeshadow brush, which I'll use probably for ombres, but they're adorable and they're great and I love them. New favorite brushes, plus they're Wet n Wild, which I love anyway. Mostly all the brushes that I use for nails are by Wet n Wild, so when I saw they came out with Alice in Wonderland, y'all know I had to do it. All right, I'm going to go ahead and finish up the dip application. If you want a really detailed step-by-step tutorial on how to do dip powder nails, because I realized I didn't really talk a whole lot about my process, I'll make sure to leave that up in the cards. You can also do dip powder nails with gel liquids if you don't want to use dip liquids. I know that dip flu is a thing. Fortunately, I have not had many experiences with it. There are a couple of liquids that I cannot use because I will get dip flu. If you've ever tried Rossi, I cannot use those dip liquids. I will be sick for days. I also cannot, for some reason, use OPI. OPI makes me sick. But the Azure Beauty, and I can't speak for everybody because I know everyone's chemistry and body and biology is different, but the Azure Beauty liquids have never bothered me, so I love them, again, so much with my whole entire heart. So, as mentioned, I'm going to go ahead and clear encapsulate with the Sassy Mouth Clear Dip Powder. I'll activate. I'm not going to leave in my filing because, honestly, this manicure didn't require a lot of filing at all. All I do is graze around my free edge. I graze around the cuticle line to make sure that's all nice and shaped up. And then I go over the whole thing with a buffing block. That's it. That is all the filing I need to do. I need for nothing else. I'm telling you, once you get your dip powder technique and routine down, once you figure out your liquid control, you're going to be so surprised at how easy this becomes and how little you have to file at the end of the day. If you've been doing your nails for a hot minute and you have gotten your application down, comment down below and let's help the newbies out a little bit, because liquid control, I know, I preach it. I sound like a broken record over and over and over again, but that is really what makes or breaks your application, is that liquid control. It's going to be the easiest thing you do once you figure out your liquid control. So now we're going to get into the clear cap. Again, Sassy Mouth Clear Dip Powder. I'm going to put a full coat of this on all of the nails. I may press down a little bit on that glitter now, but the glitter is really laid so flat because they're so tiny. But I do want to make sure I get that clear dip powder in every little crevice on that nail, because, you know, there are some spaces where the glitter might be lacking. So I will press it down a little bit and then re-dip, just to make sure I have all of that glitter covered. I don't want to break any of my glitters when I buff over the nail. I didn't. It was all fine. But for precaution's sake, that's what I'm going to go do. I'll activate, I'll do my filing and buffing off camera, and I'm going to come back and I'll show you how to do some cheetah print. So I filed, I shaped, I buffed, I washed my hands a little bit because I can't take the dust on my fingers. It just bugs me. Now we're going to do a little cheetah print. So you can use anything you want to do the cheetah print. You can use acrylic paint pens or markers, regular nail polish, stamping polish. I'm going to use gel polish. That's just my personal preference. And I got this black one from Modelones. It's fabulous. I'm going to use a simple gel art liner brush, but you can use a dotting tool or a toothpick. This is really some of the simplest nail art ever, in my opinion. If you have a shaky hand, or if you're doing this on your dominant hand, trying to use your non-dominant hand, this is perfect nail art for you. The shakier your hand, the better in this case, because cheetah print is supposed to be imperfect, just like the cow print you probably saw me do in a past video. This is supposed to be imperfect, asymmetrical, and I'm just making little C's, if you will. They're kind of in between a C and a V, and I'm just turning them in different directions, rotating them around the nail, putting these on very sporadically. I don't want to do too many, and I don't want to make them too big, but again, this is completely your nail art, and you can do as you wish. That is the beauty of doing your own nails at home. You can do whatever makes your heart happy. If you don't want to do cheetah print, don't do cheetah print. If you want to do zebra, do zebra. Who am I to tell you? I haven't done a zebra in a while. Do I need to do a zebra print, Manny, at some point? Maybe I do. You let me know down below. So once I have the cheetah the way I want it, I'm going to go ahead and pop that into my LED UV lamp for 60 seconds. That black dip, gel polish is so pigmented. I just cured it a little bit longer to make sure it was completely cured. And now I'm going in with my Sassy Mouth Glossy Gel Top Coat. Y'all know I've been raving about this gel top coat. It is so dang good. If you're in the market for some new gels, gel base, gel top, rubber base, whatever it is, Sassy Mouth has you. I'm telling you. The consistency of this gel top coat is on the thin side, but that is what I love about it. It levels out on its own, like it's already level. You don't have to do anything to it. It doesn't feel rubbery or plasticky like a thicker gel top coat does. It feels like a dip top coat because of that consistency. And also I love the fact that it will not bulk up your already bulky nail. When you do dip powder or acrylic or builder gel or poly gel, it adds thickness to your nail. You don't want to put more thickness on top of that if you don't need to, and that's why I love this gel top coat. So I'm going to go ahead and get all the nails coated with the gel top coat. I'm going to cure for a full minute. I'm going to go wash my hands, and then you'll see the finished look. So here's the finished manicure. I did wash my hands. You want to do that before you put on any cuticle oil, just to make sure there's no gel residue that you're going to push around on your skin. Y'all don't want gel allergies. I don't want a gel allergy, so play it on the safe side. Thank you so much for spending some time with me today. I hope the rest of your day is as beautiful as you are, and I will catch you in the next one. Love you, bye.